Hello everybody, welcome to Moonshine and Music episode 14. And this week is going to be pretty good. We got Joe Martyn Ricke on tap for you. And I'm not going to say a whole lot about Joe Martyn Ricke ahead of time because you just have to experience Joe Martyn Ricke to understand. And today's show features two Joes. So you can't go wrong. It's Joe times two. Anyway, before we get to Joe, I have a few things to say. Next Saturday, June 30th, you have to come to the live Moonshine and Music shoot. Everybody is invited. Come on out. You have to go to moonshineandmusic.com to get the info. Go there, get the info, come to the show, and we will have a great time together, and you're going to be behind the scenes at Moonshine and Music's video shoot. We're going to have 9 bands coming, and they are really good artists. All of them are listed on the website. Yes, I'm trying to get you to visit our website. I understand that. It's kind of, I don't know, diabolical to do, but please go to moonshineandmusic.com and check it out because we would love to have you come to the live video shoot of Moonshine and Music next Saturday, June 30th, all day long. Starts in the morning, ends in the evening. All right, that's about enough of that. Let's get on with it. Moonshine and Music starts now. Welcome to Moonshine and Music. Joe Martyn Ricke is here with us today. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing fine, Joseph. Do you want me to call you Joseph or Joe?
Joe.
What, should we start over again?
No, we're good.
Okay. I'm doing fine. Yeah, it's actually the sun has been out today, so that's a nice switch for us here in Indiana after the long winter.
Well, don't get too excited about it. It may not last.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've gotten a chance to watch any of the episodes or not, but what we kind of do is try to learn about the artist and get to know them on a more personal level, and so we kind of start at birth and move forward. So
I started at birth.
You did?
Yeah, and then I moved forward.
And that's what we do.
Yeah, what's next? No.
So, where'd you grow up?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was a minute ago. I was telling you that lyrics, the opening lines of a song of mine, is because I was born in a little Texas town more years ago than I care to think about now. So, I was born on the Mexican border, down the very southern tip of Texas. They call it the Rio Grande Valley down there, and I mostly live in a little town. Pretty. I like to say a town with a very pretty name. Wasn't that pretty of a town, named Mercedes. But I was born down the road because they had a better hospital in a town called Harlingen. But I was all these towns are like within 3 to 5 miles of the Mexican border and within a half an hour or an hour of the Gulf of Mexico. And so that's the area I grew up in. It was actually it was a wonderful place to grow up. So we moved around from there eventually, and so I've also lived in Denver and San Antonio. I went to high school in San Antonio, Texas, which is a great town too.
Oh, yeah.
And my family roots are in Houston, so got a lot of family ties there. In Houston and Galveston, places like that.
So you have your family. You got. I heard you mention before that you have a brother.
Yeah. I've got a brother and sister who are now in Austin. So Austin is now the home base for me when I go to Texas.
Right.
I had another brother who passed away a couple years ago, and my baby brother. But my brother Noel. But I have my mom moved to Austin before she passed a few years ago. But so we kind of all ended up in Austin except for me, and I'm a teacher, so I've traveled around, But But I really think of myself as a native Texan and plan to get back there someday.
So, growing up, what your parents were? What were their occupations? What put them down all the way at the tip of Texas?
Yeah, well, Dad was in insurance. You know, he sold insurance, and I think he was just
It's a good place to sell flood
looking for a
insurance.
place to kind of be a pioneer. You know, it was like
Right.
he was down far away from other family, and you know, far away by the standards of those days, because they were all in Houston. So I think, and he was that kind of guy. He's like, hey, this is exciting. Let's make a life for ourselves out here. My mom was mostly stay at home, with 4 of us, 4 kids, but she, at least in her mind, my mom was very creative and was a poet and a painter and had an antique store for a while. Wasn't good at any of those things, actually. Played a banjo badly, but I have that banjo now, a silver-tone banjo that she got through the Sears catalog, which I now play. Sometimes take it out to gigs, but I write some songs on it. And it's the first stringed instrument I played when I was about 8 or 9 years old, was that banjo, and now I have it, which is really cool.
That is. So
And,
your mom got you into the music.
Yeah, and she used to play harmonica when we'd go on long trips. Again, not very well, but enough to get me interested. Now I play the harmonica, you know, when I with some of my songs. And my dad would sing old songs that he learned in the Navy, I think, that I can't repeat here on the podcast probably, but...
Well, you can. We have explicit next to our...
Okay.
Yeah.
But...
if you want to get anything R-rated, we're okay.
Yeah,
it's when it drops into X rating that we kind of have to shut off the cameras.
Okay.
We're
But
not really
anyway,
interested in that anyway.
yeah. Yeah, they weren't really musicians as such, but certainly they were interested in it. My mom, and they encouraged me, got me into violin when I was 8. Unfortunately, to me, I was growing up in Texas, so it became football or violin, and it didn't take a lot of peer pressure to choose football. And then I got a guitar after a while when I was about 12, and yeah, so they were encouraging.
So where'd you go to university?
Well, I started off in I'm also, you know, I'm pretty tall, and so I was a really good basketball player in high school, and so I was looking to play college basketball, and the only place that offered me a total full ride was a 2-year junior college in Arizona. Well, a couple of different junior colleges, and I was looking for that, and I didn't know what I wanted to do anyway, except play basketball. I liked studying. I was a good student, but so I went down to Arizona for a couple years. But then I ended up finishing my college degree at a small college in New York. Long story how I got there, but and so I studied there and mostly studied English, literature, poetry, things like that, and played basketball. And so I did that, and then I went on to graduate school, and so I could become a professor, which is what I do now.
Right. So during the day, you're a professor. What university are you at?
Taylor University. It's about halfway down to between Indy and Fort Wayne. Yeah,
Okay.
right up past Muncie.
And you teach English?
Yeah, I teach English. My specialty is the old stuff.
Yeah. So I
Like
remember,
Chaucer and Shakespeare and
right,
things like
when
that,
I
poetry.
was in college, I had the English course where they had the anthologies.
Sure. Norton Anthology.
Yeah, the
of
Norton
English, of English
Do
literature.
you still hand those out to your students?
They have to buy them. Yeah. We use them. They're a little different, but yeah. I mean, I don't.
I remember going to the bookstore and looking at that thing and going,
That's depressing.
what?
I often say it's a joke I do sometimes in my classes. I say, because literally, you probably do less than 1/5 of the stuff in one of those books. You can't possibly cover everything, but they put enough in there so that any teacher can choose
for the rest
what he
of your
wants.
life. You could be going through that.
And
book.
so I'll say, turn to page 1,468, and I'll say, whoa, that's a lot of pages. It's kind of a standard thing. I say, wow, that's a lot of pages. But
and they have those paper thin, the
Exactly.
Bible pages.
that's
in that
exactly
thing
what
too,
it is.
right?
Yeah, they haven't changed that. Yeah, so I use a couple of those, yeah.
Well, it's good reference material. Pretty much anything there. And,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
and if
it
you're
can
ever caught out and you need to start a fire, you could.
No, Joe. No, I thought you meant reference material like, if you want to look up be smart and look something up about any topic you want.
I'm not advocating book burning.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
No.
I was like, that's. So I got it. You know, I had some authors. I mean, like one of my songs is called Little Clarissa, and it has references to J.D. Salinger and William Faulkner, and another. I have 2 or 3, 4 songs maybe that have references to J.D. Salinger, who wrote Catcher in the Rye and Franny and Zoe, and other books, because he's one of my favorites. And so I work a lot of that in to my songs.
To your music. Now, so, you know, I mean, obviously those people are your like literary inspirations. Who are your musical inspirations? You know, what kind of music did you grow up loving?
Yeah. Well, actually, in my childhood, I used to write Bob Dylan songs, and then he would steal them from me. So I don't know. A lot of people don't know this. Like I actually wrote like some of the greatest Bob Dylan songs before. I wrote them before he did, but then he came up with the same idea after me. It's like ridiculous. And but anyway, so I think obviously Bob Dylan was somebody that I discovered relatively young, and that was like really interesting, you know. And then I mean I like folky stuff too. I mean just the really the popular folky stuff that would be like Peter, Paul and Mary and things like that. But there was a singer-songwriter, well, he's still alive, he's going to play in Indy this summer, I think, who was hugely influential on me, was Jackson Browne, who wrote
myriad
a lot of
hits.
people, lots and lots of songs. A lot of people, unfortunately, only know it from Running on Empty, which is okay, but
or Gotta Be Somebody's Baby.
Something like that. But I mean, the songs like These Days and Song for Adam, and well, even Take It Easy, he wrote that. A lot of people don't know that. They know it as Eagles' song. Well, he co-wrote it, I think. But so Jackson Browne,
Glenn Fry and Jackson Browne were the co-writers.
Together. And they were good friends. But that whole genre of singer-songwriter. I mean, I like Springsteen too, who's a little more East Coast, but obviously amazing combination of lyrics and music, you know, and energy in Springsteen. So I mean, I like those people a lot, but I think I've always been have leaned towards the singer-songwriters, and so that could include even like, I didn't know it at the time, but then going backwards, Johnny Cash. You know, once I kind of came to terms with, okay, Johnny Cash is not just somebody I hear on country radio, but this is quite a songwriter and quite a performer. So I like Johnny Cash a lot. And now, more recently, not that recent, but like I like Ryan Adams a lot, you know, and people like that. These singer-songwriters that maybe people classify as Americana, but it doesn't matter really how they classify them. Alt country or Americana or contemporary folk or whatever.
Yeah, I'm always confused by the genre tags.
Sure.
Because they seem to blur really fast, especially in the country area.
Yeah.
It's almost like they came up with 3 other tags to call country music, so that people didn't have to be called country. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of the way country maybe.
It's like country and subgenre Americana.
Well, some of them would say they maybe moved away from country, although some others would say, well, maybe country moved away from them. You know what I mean? Like,
or maybe it didn't.
Yeah,
maybe it's just a little bigger than it looks.
But I like to think this concert this summer coming up with Steve Earle, Dwight Yoakam, and Lucinda Williams. That's my kind of country.
That could just be called country music.
Yes. So
Dwight Yoakam forever has a spot in my heart after his role in Wedding Crashers.
Okay. Yeah. But he's also
right at the start of the movie when he's having a little.
I must admit I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, you have to see that.
Okay. I like Dwight Yoakam's music a lot.
I heavily advocate it because it's hilarious.
Okay.
And Dwight Yoakam starts off the movie with a bang.
Okay.
He's in the first scene.
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah. You at least watch the first 5 minutes so you can laugh at Dwight Yoakam.
We'll do. So those are some of the people. I mean, obviously, I didn't mention the Beatles, but I love the Beatles.
What about Elvis?
I love Elvis. Yeah, and of course, not a songwriter.
If you're going to mention the Beatles, they're like yin and yang, right?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't a songwriter. The real yin and yang would be Beatles and the Beach Boys, I think. And I love the Beach Boys too, and Brian Wilson. But I think Elvis as a performer, especially young Elvis, which I didn't really get the first time around, but on video and looking back, the young Elvis.
Young Elvis Elvis did write a lot of his songs.
Yeah,
and then he like got so famous that he didn't have to write them anymore.
His performance style and just his delivery style is so amazing. Yeah. I love to go on the old YouTube stuff and see like Elvis performing at Tupelo at the county fair, when he came back for the first time when he was 22 or something.
Right.
And it's like, it's unbelievable.
It's amazing to watch Elvis, the things that he did on TV that like now people, you don't even realize that they're derivative of what Elvis did in the 60s.
I do this.
Have you ever seen like I'm sure you have, the If I Can Dream from like the 68 TV special where it's got the like red Elvis, on the stage behind him and he's wearing like a white tuxedo.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, folks, please go find that. It's like one of the most amazing performances.
No, that's from the TV special.
It's from one of the TV specials that he did in the late 60s. I don't know if it's from, because there was one that he did where he had like a concert. Yeah. And then another one.
Round.
Yeah, that
was awesome.
That was awesome too. And then the other one where, it's like the Elvis TV special. Yeah. And he just did different like little scenes. And one of them is he sings If I Can Dream just ridiculously. And with such a stage performance and thing put together that they try to equal at the Grammys every year with every single performance and can't quite come up to it.
Well,
no matter how
he also
crazy
made a lot of bad movies, but we don't need to talk about those.
It's
like actually there's a song I play on my ukulele called "You're a Wonder to Me," and it kind of gets the audience to sing along a little bit, but the more I've played it and the more I've realized okay, it's my Elvis song. It's like, okay, here I'm if anything, I'm kind of channeling Elvis.
Do the little Elvis channeling.
Yeah, it just feels like I sometimes when I introduce it now, I said, I realized that I was trying to write a song that Elvis could sing.
So, you've been playing music most of your life. Yeah. Do you, how long, how many of those years have you played out everywhere? Yeah. I mean, when I was, is it like a more recent phenomenon, or is it something you've always kind of done?
It's recently kicked in again. So I played in college, and I had a band, and then after college, I had a band, and I kind of had a gospel.
What were those bands called?
One was called the what were we called? It was really 10,000. Oh, this is okay. 10,000 Bananas. That we were kind of an absurdist gospel band. We had a kind of gospel, but we were kind of absurd, and it was like the days of the Jesus movement and stuff, and where Jesus rock was coming in, but we still thought it was a little too tame. So we were 10,000 Bananas, and I was at least the bass player stayed with me. I think another guy too. We eventually morphed into something else called the New Morning Band. So those are a couple of bands I had back when I was like in my early 20s. And then later on, I did a kind of solo thing where I played quite a bit and made an album that was again my own brand of, it was kind of gospel, but it was called World Without Synthesizers, and it was kind of off-center to say the least.
So it was like alt gospel.
Yeah, alt gospel. There you go. Because and it was and it had some real folky stuff in it, but also some sort of other things that I did, and that was solo and playing. But then I've had this career, and I have 4 children, and so it's like I traveled some and played and kept playing some, but that declined through the years of my kids growing up.
So you have 4 kids?
Yeah, they're all grown up.
Yeah, are they all musicians? Any of them?
They all played. The boys both played guitar and trumpet. My youngest was a really fine flute player, and the youngest girl and the other girl played keyboard, but only just occasionally, and then she plays guitar too, but they don't play out. They don't play. The boys were really good trumpet players. I mean, I
didn't know if you put them in a bus like the Partridge Family.
No, we didn't do that. No,
nothing like that.
I didn't want to put that kind of pressure on them. It was hard enough for them just to go to a gig that Dad was doing. Imagine being 12. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to my dad's gig. That's really fun, right? No. So no, I didn't do that. But so then I live up near Fort Wayne now, and So then in the last 10 years, or 5 years plus ago, I was playing a lot up there. I ran a songwriter showcase that I hosted, and we invited songwriters to come in and play at a coffee house, and I played around. Yeah, did that quite a bit. But I felt like it was a kind of a dead end. I mean, there wasn't much of more venues for songwriters, and that's what I primarily love to do. My own stuff rather than covers. And I didn't have a band. I didn't want to start one really. So that kind of died out. And then actually somewhat recently, I probably saw you when I first came to Square Cat, which was in November. Square Cat Vinyl is a wonderful open mic once a month for original songs. You only get one song, but you got 35 people who listen to it.
At least,
50, 60. And so I'd heard about that. And so I think it was November when I came for the first time. And that kind of was the beginning. I mean, like a week after that, I started a Facebook music page and started trying to get gigs.
Yeah.
And now I'm playing a lot.
Yeah. Are you going to put out some of these original songs for us on a LP or an EP or something?
Now, they are now, many of them are available right now at my music site, which is, I got a Facebook music page, but then the ReverbNation site is where I have, I play 10 songs that people can, most of them, they're all streamable. I think most of them right now are downloadable at no charge. So Little Clarissa and Beautiful Eyes, a couple songs I'm going to do in a few minutes are on there, and
so they can just
sing
go
about your love. Yeah, they can go and
find Joe Martyn Ricke on ReverbNation.com.
Yeah, it's real easy. Martin was a Y, with a Y, M-A-R-T-Y-N,
right.
yeah. Which is my real name is Joseph Martin with an I.
And
so
I'll have a link to those in the show notes when the show comes live.
I'm working on I've done a lot of really a lot of songs on a radio show up there called Meet the Music, which I got to get you up to Fort Wayne, Joe, and get you on this. But
that'd be great.
It's on WBOI FM, the public radio station, and Julia Meek, the host of that, and she champions local original music. And so I've had a lot of my songs have been recorded on there, and then the guy who engineers them does a nice job. And so I'm going to put out a CD, all proceeds to the station. It's just Joe Martyn Ricke live on the radio, because I've had enough of my songs that recorded there that have a really nice, really nice. So some of the stuff that I have on my site is actually stuff from the radio. The others is stuff I did an album, the equivalent of an album, like 10, 11 songs in Austin a couple of years ago in a studio. It's mostly just me, guitar and vocal, where I have a couple of things where I come back and sing harmony or say, put a harmonica part in or something like that. But mostly it's solo. And then if anybody really wants it, I can get them a copy of my 1990s World Without Synthesizers alternative gospel.
You need to put that out on Spotify and iTunes. We're gonna hear that.
It's got some crazy stuff. We're gonna. I actually have some friends from back then who were saying we got to do a live video, like a live video concert of all those songs 20 years later. So
to see how they stand up to the test of time
and see how I change them. So.
Well, I'm ready to hear some good music, and it's really been great having you here. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back with some music from Joe Martyn Ricke.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
On the next Moonshine in Music, Bryce Earnest Taylor is in the house. Check out this amazing songwriter and his wonderful tunes.
A rabbit down that hole was not part of your little girl tea party plans. Was there something you started to feel, could not comprehend? The dreams scurry by, catch them if you can.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a little instruction on that. So normally, is there an introduction like people do and talk like they do it
Square Cat when you're waiting to play and you're waiting to wait and you just want them to shut up and play their song, but they do a 3-minute introduction and talk about how nice Chris Wolf is? And am I doing that kind of thing? Like, hey, I just want to say something about Joseph Shelton. He's the greatest guy ever. And
Not to say about me, but
Yeah.
say something about me.
Okay.
So, tell us a little, if you want,
Yeah.
a bit about.
All right. You ready? Yeah. Okay. Well, this song is, let's start off with this. It's called Sing About Your Love. And as Joseph, you know, I have a tradition of writing really sad songs. And so this is one of them that is hopefully not too sad. And it's a tribute to a great person. So it goes like this. Sing about your love one time. Your love rescued me. I want to sing about your love a long time. I want to sing about your love. Your love is the rain in a weary land. Your love rescued me. Love is the rain in a weary land. Wanna sing about your love. Wanna sing about your love. I wanna sing about your love one time. Your love it rescued me. I wanna sing about your love. Sing about your love. Your love is the fire and you keep me warm. Your love it rescued me. Your love is the fire and you keep me warm. I want to sing about your love. I want to sing about your love. Rescue me. Love is the fire and you keep me warm. I want to sing about your love. I want to sing about your love. I want to sing about your love one time. Your love has rescued me. Sing about your love a long time. Wanna sing about your love. Wanna sing about your love. Wanna sing about your love. Thank you. Thanks. This next song is called Midnight Rodeo, and as I said in the interview, I'm from Texas originally, and actually one of my earliest memories of anything that was kind of fun to do in my little town, a very small town, was go to the rodeo. Once a year, that was a big event. And of course, this isn't really that kind of rodeo. This is a love song, but it has a lot of rodeo imagery in it. And the other thing I'd say about this song is my brother Gordon, who's a really singer-songwriter, has a band in Austin, and I play with him. I'm going to play with him coming up in June in Austin. But a lot of my songs are almost co-written by him. He didn't write any of the words, but they're just meant to be harmonized. They're meant for him to be harmonizing with me. And you'll hear the part, obviously, here, where he'd be harmonizing with me on the kind of the high yodel. So, a song called Midnight Rodeo. We'll make our own damn rodeo. We'll keep on riding till the clowns have all gone home. Well, I'm sick of my job and I'm sick of myself, sick of my hometown going to hell. Let's start the future in a pickup truck tonight. Could you be true? Is anyone good to you? Could you be true? Well, I'm pretty sure, darling, I'll be good for you. Come on, let's go. Let's rodeo. Sister, when we get to Cheyenne tomorrow. Well, I've been thinking about things, I've been wondering about you. You seem to carry more sorrow than you should have too. Now we got nothing but the road and time to talk it out. But tell me, baby, could you be true? Is anyone good to you? Is anyone true? Well, I'm pretty sure, darling, I'll be good for you. Let's start this show, this rodeo. Just dreamed that your childhood dreams could be. Oh, maybe Montana, maybe Idaho, maybe there's nothing down here, fill this hole. Maybe just someone who knows she needs a road as much as me. Could you be true? Is anyone good to you? Is anything true? Well, I know, little girl, I could be good for you. Come on, let's go. Let's start this show. Come on, let's go now, darling. Let's roll. darling, as we go. We start the future in a pickup truck tonight. Thank you. Well, this is years ago. I could never seem to write a sad song, and no matter what I did, it ended up being sort of bouncy and happy sounding, no matter how sad the lyrics. And this was my breakthrough song. It's called my breakthrough sad song. It's called Little Clarissa, and it's not exactly a true story, but it's true-ish. And it goes like this. Well, I'm sad today, little Clarissa, living in a world without your kisses, tears falling down again on the picture. Heartbreaking, beautiful girl. One damn beautiful girl. Now that stack of books is right where you left them. Salinger and Faulkner and the big fat Russians. You know I used to watch you while you read them. When I believed in God, I used to believe in God. Yeah, I got that card you sent last Christmas saying whatever happened, you'd always miss us. That's supposed to cheer me up or get me pissed. Made me wanna die. Sometimes still wanna die. Don't think I haven't tried. Yeah, little Clarissa, living in a world without your kiss. And now I'm sitting staring at the picture of a girl who walked away. You threw it all away, yeah. Now the dogs have finally both forgot you. For the longest time they'd sit and watch at the door where you made your grand appearance, the queen of fairyland. You were the queen of fairyland. Dogs don't understand, but I'm not a dog, and I remember in a stay by this door like a kid in December, hoping you will light my darkness, a gift from the shiny world. One damn beautiful girl. Yeah, little Clarissa, why'd you leave me to take your kiss? You know I used to watch you in the mirror when you were getting ready for bed. I miss the way you turn your head, and I miss everything you did, especially getting ready for bed. used to write us, they were dirty and witty and sweet and hot. Well, today I got my 12-string out for the first time in a year. It's been a long, cold, lonely year, Clarissa, without you here. So I finish this song and finish this letter, and later on when I get better, I'll try to finish that book you left me, The Catcher in the Rye, the one that made you cry. It always made you cry. Clarissa, do you ever cry? Yeah, I'm sad today, little Clarissa. Cold dark world here without your kisses. God help me, baby, I can't shake the picture of a heartbreaking beautiful girl, a gift from the shiny world, one damn beautiful girl. It's a heartbreaking, beautiful world. Thank you. Thanks. That'll work. So this song is called, is rather recent. I mean, within the last year. I wrote it a year ago. It's called Beautiful Eyes. And it's, I like to say it's just a song about the most beautiful person in the world. So that's it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. She said, I can't come to dinner 'cause I forgot how to cry. And baby, baby, I just wanna die. Won't you come and see me and tell me goodbye? Won't you come and see me and my beautiful eyes? Got beautiful eyes. Got beautiful eyes. She said, things have been done to me and I've done something. Feels a little better, baby, when I hear you sing the one about Franny. She touched all the lights. Maybe sing one about my beautiful life. Got beautiful eyes. I got beautiful eyes. She said I can't come to dinner 'cause I forgot how to cry. And baby, baby, I just wanna die.
Thank you, Joe Martyn Ricke. Oh my God, a little bit of Texas just stepped into the studio and rocked the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you also to Brent Smith, and thank you to Brent for hosting June 30th at Brent Smith's house. If you know where that is, if you don't, go to moonshineandmusic.com. You can see exactly what's going on. Come, enjoy the show, and hang out with us all day long at the Moonshine and Music video shoot. Also, our production company partner, Eat New Media. Go visit eatnewmedia.com. Also, if you go to the Moonshine and Music Facebook page, you'll see a little note on there. We are looking for sponsorship. So if you're a local business or a national business or an international business or whatever, we are broadcast all over YouTube and iTunes and Podbean. So if you are looking for something to sponsor, we could use your help. We like to bring this show to more of the world. We like to get a few extra things going in terms of production, and we need your help with that. We need sponsors to help us get that stuff done. So please go and check out all that info and send a note to us. If you're interested in sponsoring the show and you don't want to go to moonshineandmusic.com, just email me, joe@moonshineandmusic.com, and I will get back to you. You can also email me if you want to be a guest on the show, joe@moonshineandmusic.com, and we'll be setting up the next shoot shortly after we get done with this one. So anyway, I hope to see you all on June 30th. Thanks for tuning in today and watching Moonshine and Music, and have a great, great, great week. Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Eat New Media in association with Notlehs Entertainment. Producers for today's program are Brandon Lay and Joe Shelton. Be sure to join us next time on Moonshine and Music.